I was already close to giving birth when the message came. It was short. It didn't explain anything. It only asked me to come in immediately. At that moment I knew something was wrong. Doctors do not rush patients when everything is fine. I tried to calm myself. I told myself it was probably nothing serious. But deep inside I was afraid. I had made choices I never fully thought through. Choices I assumed would never come back to find me. At the clinic I could feel people watching me. Some looked at my stomach. Some looked at my face. Some looked at me like they already knew something I didn't. At first, the doctor began to counsel me and talk to me about how some things can be managed. And not the end of the world. Please have a seat. Do you have someone you would like to have here with you for support? We are going to discuss your test results in a confidential setting. Only the healthcare team directly involved in your care will have access to this information. The patient's identity is verified to ensure correct results are given to the right person. Before we go over the results, what are your thoughts on why you had this blood test done? This is really hard news to hear, and it's normal to feel shocked/scared/upset right now. At this point my anxiety grew stronger. I couldn't wait for him to spill the tea. And then he finally spoke. When the doctor finally spoke, he asked questions about my past. Questions I did not want to answer. Questions I thought no longer mattered. Then he told me the result. He said I was HIV positive. The room felt smaller. I stopped listening after that. I finally managed to ask, what about my baby? Because at this point nothing else mattered. The doctor assured me everything would be all right. And that there's no need to worry as baby would be here in less than 2 weeks. When it was time to go, I assured the doctor I was fine and could manage alone. But at the hallway I couldn't see a thing because my eyes were blurry from tear. My head spinning like a rolling ball. Before I could even understand what it meant, my body reacted. I fell to the ground like a leaf without stamina. It was the worst day of my life. I know it wasn't a death sentence, but this is not how I planned my life. I couldn't catch my breath, and I remembered the nurse rushing me to the theater. It was labor. I went into labor right there in the hallway. The delivery room was loud and bright. People were talking, moving, giving instructions. I could hear my own breathing, fast and uneven. I was scared. Not just of the pain, but of what I had already passed on without knowing. The doctor kept assuring me all would be well. I don't even care, I just want the baby out for good. I've had enough in one day already. When my baby was born, they told me she was a girl. She cried softly. I couldn't look at her immediately. She was placed in a small bed beside me. She looked fragile. I kept wondering what kind of life I had brought her into. That night I barely slept. I watched her breathe. I watched her cry. And my thoughts became darker. I questioned everything. My choices. My future. Her future. So many thoughts kept lingering and lingering. I thought, what is the point of bringing her into this world to suffer? She's innocent. Perhaps if I do this, it'll be better for everyone. I don't want to watch her suffer forever. So I grabbed a pillow, held it very tight. But I couldn't do it. I began to tremble. And then a nurse walked in at the wrong moment and stopped me. Or better to say, right moment. That moment changed everything. I was viewed as sick, unstable, and incapable. But I assured them it was just a misunderstanding. All of it, I was just overwhelmed and crying, hugging my pillow. Nothing to worry about. And they understood. After all, what mother could do something wrong to her own child? Right, they gave me some time to relax and rest. Later they spoke to me again. They asked if I understood what was happening. They asked if I felt stable. I said yes, it's nothing. In fact, I could handle it. I even told them that, moving forward, I'll accept whatever comes our way. I was trying to calm them down as much as they want me to. Then the second result came. They told me my baby tested positive. That was the moment I broke down completely. I felt responsible. I felt ashamed. I felt like I had failed before I even tried. I thought about the man I had trusted. I remembered how confident he was. How careless we both were. His words were soothing, comforting, reassuring, and promising. I trusted him with everything. But that night, after bragging to my friends about my new man, hours later, they sent me a picture that shattered my heart. That broke everything in me. That was when I found out he was married. The pictures didn't lie and he didn't deny it. Weeks after that, I found that I was pregnant. And when I tried to reach him, he refused to take responsibility. I was alone. The doctor tried to reach him too. Told him there was a situation, he has a child now. I am not interested, he said. I cuddled my daughter for the first time. So affectionate with her. Babies are simply adorable. There's something sweet about babies. Their innocence will melt your heart. Mine did that to me. She made me forget about my battles for a moment. Before we left the hospital to go home, the doctor ran more tests and informed me that my baby's result remained the same. I had requested for another test to be sure. And when he broke the news to me, I was shattered. Not that I didn't know already, but I hoped, wished and prayed for a miracle. That never happened. I held my daughter, Isabella, and assured her I'll be with her. Even though I didn't know how I could do that. I did anyway, like every mother would. I wanted her to feel safe. The deed had been done, I just have to learn to live with it. I felt alive again. She gave me hope. And I love being a mother. When we left the hospital, people stared. Some whispered. Some laughed. Some didn't hide their judgment at all. At home, the silence felt heavy. It was just me and my baby in a small space. No support. No comfort. I tried to tell myself I could do this. But fear kept returning. Then one day, someone knocked on the door. It was his wife. She was angry. She was hurt. And she blamed me. That confrontation pushed me further than I already was. I tried to explain to her. But SH kept yelling. She needs to understand I never knew. It wasn't my fault at all. But she didn't give me the chance. She said she wished I'll just disappear. She said her marriage isn't the same. And she blamed me for it. Is it my fault? The man cheated on us both. He deceived us both. So I can't be blamed for it. He rented the apartment for me. I guess that's how she knew. I thought I had found the one. But in 2 years he shattered my life in the worst way possible. I wondered if she knew his status. That night, I made a decision I cannot take back. I convinced myself my child would be better off without me. I left. I wanted to end it all. For both of us. It was a tough decision, but I took it. I left her alone at the apartment, hoping it wasn't too late before someone finds out. And it wasn't after all, because later, his wife returned to the apartment, probably to scold me some more. Or did she find out about our status? Is she carrying it too? I don't know, but I know people live with HIV. And they live a normal life anyway. Well, she found the baby alone. Even though she was angry, she took the child with her. Not out of love, but out of responsibility. Growing up in that house was not easy. The child was treated differently. She was reminded every day that she was unwanted. She skipped classes. No one really cared. Asked about her or been there for her. She often missed her medication. Sometimes because she forgot. Sometimes because no one reminded her. At school, other children avoided her. Parents warned their kids to stay away. I thought if I stayed away things would be easy for her. But now I understand better. Every child deserves a motherly care, which I failed to give my child. I needed to go far away, where no one knows me, so life would be easier. To work hard, and come back for her later. Well, that part worked, but Isabella's part didn't work. I didn't even keep in touch. They believed I was dead. Her health slowly got worse. She became thinner, weaker. She lived in and out of the hospital. But even at the hospital, nobody was there for her. I'm sure the sickness didn't kill her. Lack of love and affection did. My daughter deserved better. Eventually, she was taken back to the hospital. The doctors explained that her condition had progressed. She asked questions no one could answer. Questions about her mother. Questions about why her life was so hard. No one answered. Because she was always alone. One night, she passed away quietly. And as usual, alone. Nobody was there for her. Not even her father. After her death, everyone missed her. Regret creeped in. The father realized he once had a child. The stepmother wished she did better. I wished I could turn back the hand of time. Crying couldn't bring her back. Again, I have another heavy load to carry. For the rest of my life. As if the one I have isn't enough. We all failed Isabella. I went to her grave to give her flowers. To torment myself. At least that's my fair share of judgment. I needed to see her for one last time. The house felt empty. Her bed remained untouched. Her things stayed where she left them. Some stories do not have happy endings. They only leave lessons behind. This is one of them. Like the torments that happens every night in her room. She came back every day. Somewhere, a woman is making the same choices I once made, believing the consequences will never reach her. Somewhere, a child like Isabella is living quietly with pain, carrying a burden she never chose. Their stories are not rare. They are just rarely told. If this story meant something to you, you'll want to hear the next one. Follow this page and come back for more real stories like this.